So anyway, thought I'd do an update. It's been a little while. Like I said in my last video, I'm working for an independent owner operator who is a friend of mine, and I've known him for a few years. He was solo owner operator, has his own authority and everything. He actually started out at Swift around the same time as me, and he was able to secure a loan from the Naval Federal Union or whatever, because he was in the Navy, to buy out his lease truck from Swift when he realized that there was no way he was going to really complete the lease using the money he was making from them. He took the loan he got and he bought a trailer and paid for his own authority and everything. Me and him have been in communication for a long time about how things have been going with me since I was at Mercer. He actually formed his authority right after I had signed on with Mercer, but he was unable to get insurance for a second truck before I had to lose that truck that I had at Mercer. So I wish, things had gone better and I would have been able to sign on with him back then, but he was finally able to get up enough money to be able to get another truck and a second trailer, and now I'm driving his old truck, which is a 2014 T660 Studio Sleeper. He's paying me monthly 70% of the net revenue that the truck generates, and each week he's giving me an advance of $800, and then whatever the difference is at the end of the month. Now, I had only ran pretty much half of this month, so the net revenue wasn't that great. I did make the $800 a week, all except for 1 week, because I had to go home and get my supplies and whatnot. That week I made like $600 something, and it's looking like my bonus check, or the difference of the 70% net revenue, because what he does at the end of the month, he tallies it all up, takes out the $800 a week that he had already paid me, and then gives me the difference to equal out to roughly 70% of the net revenue. And it looks like for this month that check's going to be right around $2,500. So for the month, that puts me at about $5,000-ish for the whole month, which is pretty good, seeing as I didn't run the whole month. It's a lot better than I had been doing at night as a lease operator. And then, part of this, I had to run power only for JB Hunt, which they pay crap compared to the spot market. To give you an example, JB Hunt, it works out to about $2 a mile. And then I did one load with his trailer where it was 180 miles, and we got paid about $1,500 for that load. So, you can get really good doing short hauls. And when you only go 180 miles, you don't use a lot of fuel. You could do that in a day, less than a day. You could possibly even do 2 loads that day, and still make that kind of money. So, it's pretty awesome. He's not looking at hiring on anybody else, where he would have to provide a truck for him. If the guy's an exceptionally good driver, in a couple of months he might be willing to. He is looking for owner operators who own their own trucks. He'd be willing to lease them on for 80% of their gross revenue. So he would take 20%, they would get 80%, and then that 20% would pay for the cargo insurance, and the truck insurance, the factoring fees, and all of that. Pretty good deal. He also gives you access to a fuel card, which has pretty insane discounts. To give you an example, the last place I fueled, the pump price was like $3.19 a gallon, but what we actually paid was $2.53 a gallon after the discount. He'll give you access to the app so you can look up the fuel prices and whatnot. And then at the end of the week, when he settles you out, he just takes the money that you used in fuel out of the settlement before you get paid. What's really nice about him is, even though technically with him I'm a W-2 company driver, and that pay I quoted earlier was my take home after taxes, which is phenomenal. What's really cool about him is he gives you the actual rate confirmations, so you know exactly what he's getting paid. And it's not like a facsimile like what Mercer gave you. It's the actual rate con between him and the broker, so you know it's legit. Like with Mercer, when I asked to see a rate con, they would give me a facsimile, which was pretty much just a printout that, you know, broke down what I was supposed to get. You know, I didn't know whether it was legit. It very well might not have been. You know, because, well, you know, Jason, who's the guy who was employing me, he was getting rates of, back then, $1.80, $2.10, $2.15 a mile. I was only seeing rates of $1.15 a mile. You know, some loads I was lucky to get $1 a mile. And when I asked to see the rate cons, all they would send me was that computer generated printout. So I don't know if they were being legit or not. You know, they said they were, but it didn't make any sense. There was a couple of times where I did the same exact load as another guy picked up at the same place as me, delivered at the same place and time as me. You know, he showed me his rate con, and he was getting $1.80 a mile. Meanwhile, I'm getting $1.18 a mile for the same exact load. Because with Mercer, everything is double, triple brokered and whatnot. So by the time you're getting your cut of it, it's already been dipped into 2, 3, 4 times. You know, so with him, you can see the rate cons. Also, he'll let you dispatch yourself. He'll give you full access to the DAT load board. You could look up loads, call the brokers, negotiate the rate. You can even set up your own customers and whatnot. Like if you happen to know a business owner who needs freight and you're willing to negotiate with that business owner and haul his loads, that's your customer. And if you ever decide to leave, you can take that customer with you, which is pretty cool. Because like in Mercer, if you did the same thing, that's their customer from then on. You know, they give you a percentage of the profit they make off of it. It's like 5 or 8% or some crazy number like that. But with Jason, you know, it's your customer. If we can get more trucks, you know, right now it's only 2, but if we could get 3, at that point we could bid on Amazon loads. If we get, you know, more, we could do Walmart dedicated loads and whatnot. Right now he is looking for drivers in the Carolinas because that's where he's based out of. But if you're from other places, he's willing to work with you. The only places he doesn't, really the only place he doesn't want to, you know, go to is New Jersey because they have some screwed up tax laws or something. But everywhere else, he's game. I live in Florida, so, you know. But yeah, if you're interested, you know, leave a comment, send me a direct message, whatever, let me know, and then yeah, I can get you his contact details and whatnot. But like I said, it's a much better deal. I'm already doing way better than I was doing at night, and I'm a company driver too, so I don't have to worry about tax withholdings and whatnot. You know, it works out. So anyhow, that's it for now. You know, like I said, I just wanted to do an update and let you guys know how things are going. And you know, if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. You know, and I will answer them as soon as I can. Till next time, drive safe, y'all. Bye.